Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Lessons in Miracles. I'm Terry Angel, and my beautiful co host is Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have the amazing Christina Elizabeth and
Hello.
Sunny. I
Yep.
like your PJs.
Yep. Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. There you go. And Auntie Jean is here,
Hello, welcome everyone.
and Charlie Charming Coons.
Hello,
I hear
everyone.
someone else.
And I think we have Grace Isis coming in to join us. Hello,
Hey,
Gracie.
Gracie.
She may not be all the way in yet. All right, so we have a beautiful lesson to discuss tonight. And Karen, you're going to take us into our hearts for this discussion. And thank you for doing so.
Oh, yeah. Let's take some nice slow breaths and feel yourself just resting in your own heart in that beautiful home, feeling that excitement of being in a place in your home where you are always comforted and always welcomed, and feel that welcome as a loving, beautiful, beautiful presence, the purest and the most magnificent presence calling you home. And thinking about that with so much gratitude, to be a child of this absolute light, this beautiful, beautiful, pure presence, so that we remain awakened awareness and we feel that wonder and awe as we return ourselves into this land of make-believe, where we believe that we are separate, where we believe we're isolated and alone at times, and where we question who we are and what we're doing here. And if we take the moment to just stay in our heart, that question gets answered right away. You are pure love. And this is where we're going with this next lesson. Our next lessons that we're coming into are going to be beautiful review lessons. And the main concept that we'll be focusing on is that God is all love, and so are we. So think about that as you just rest in that love, rest in that feeling of being a child who trusts and who knows that their loving Father, Mother, God is always guiding and helping, always in full presence. And all we have to do is remember that. All we need to do is put all of our focus, all of our attention, all of our interest, all of our investments, and all of our value in knowing with certainty that there is no separation, that is not possible. There is nothing keeping us from the love of presence. We are love's presence. We radiate that love. And we shine as love's presence. Our Father, Mother, God has given us the assignment to be here in this world, to be the light and the love and the truth, and have us as human conditions, the mind and the body, step back so that our pure awareness steps forward, and that this beautiful spirit guides. So let that happen now as you come back into this moment. Just feeling that presence like a warm hug, knowing that with certainty and graciousness, that only love is real. And letting that love wash over you. And spill over into every being, all creation, so that we remember with certainty who we are and why we're here. And so we'll come back here to think about there is no cruelty in God and none in me. I love this lesson. And I feel that it's such an incredible opportunity for us to really explore this truth, because it is the full truth. There is no cruelty in me, and there's none in God. And I know that. And so any of the illusions or stories or concepts or ideas that have been passed down from generation to generation are going to be just poof into the nothingness.
Yeah, I think
I can't wait to hear what the insight has to
I
say about
know.
it too.
And welcome, Marlene. Marlene's with us tonight.
Hello, Marlene. You came in early.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
But I think it's just another reminder that only love is real. And if we're seeing cruelty or feeling it in our lives or experiencing it, then it's just another reminder to get back into our hearts. And the insight says cruelty comes from fear, and fear comes from belief in separation. One of the key ideas in this lesson is ideas leave not their source. I love that quote. Ideas leave not their source. So if the idea is there's some cruelty going on, then the source of that is fear, which is ego, which is not our true self. It's not our love that we know we are. So to the split mind, separation is real, and therefore fear is real and cruelty is real. Jesus is inviting me to let go of the belief in separation. From our belief in separation from God comes an outpicturing of a false world that is the opposite of God. From God comes knowing oneness. all love being all. Jesus reminds me to make another choice today and leave my belief in the world of separation behind. He reminds me to lay down my defenses against this world because it is a false world that is coming from the false split mind, the insane mind. He invites me to follow him to open to seeing the unity behind the false images of separation. He invites me to open to seeing the love behind the call for love. He invites me to open to seeing the truth behind the barriers to love. He reminds me that making the false world real only brings me the experience of pain, guilt, fear, and death. It brings me the experience of lack and conflict and the need to defend against an outside enemy. He shows me how to lay this down. He shows me that my experience is coming from my choosing to join with the split mind, the mind that teaches that separation is real. Ideas leave not their source. I love that. I love that quote. I feel like I should make a meme about that. Ideas leave not their source. So at any given moment, when we're having a thought, and if that thought is about fear or about cruelty or lack, whatever it might be, follow that to the source. What is the source of that? And it certainly is not God. So I think this lesson is very potent, and I know it goes deep, and I know that when we listen to news broadcasts or even if we see bullying or see things happening, we buy into the realness of the separation. And it's hard being a human and watching what's happening in our false mind. And this is just teaching us once more to make a choice. Make that choice. Are you going to believe in that? Are you going to buy into it? Or are you going to stay in the knowingness of who and what you are and the fact that only love is real? It's just one more opportunity for us to learn this lesson that is it's the crux of everything with the Course in Miracles.
It really helped me to understand a lot of things I wasn't understanding in the world, because it's like it says you see the cruelty, the separation, the people are in fear of differences, different nationalities, different, uh, and it's fear that's causing it. For instance, I was thinking about immigration and the fear, the hatred really some people have for people coming over from other countries. And I guess what feeds that is they've made fear that kind of like the book says, kind of like their God. They're so in fear of these people coming over and altering their lives in some way instead of realizing that it's a plus to have people come over. They're afraid they're going to take their jobs, or they're going to, you know, and oh gosh, what was I going to say? And what the book showed me too is that it's a lack of confidence in yourself. If you fear people because of a certain thing, maybe they're not, I don't know how to, not straight. Maybe they're a different race. Maybe they're a different religion. It's because you're afraid somehow that you're not going to not necessarily be safe, but it's going to contradict your belief in some way. And that really surprised me because I hadn't thought of it in that way. I hadn't really thought of it. I would look at it and say, well, that's insane. Obviously, there's no difference between us. Obviously, it's insane to hate someone just because of their race or their religion or that they came from another country or whatever. And it is insane because they're operating from fear. So thank goodness that when we get close to God, then we're like Him and we don't have that fear. We don't have fear anymore. And we have no cruelty because it is very cruel. It's very cruel, some of the things that they do. So it really was an interesting lesson for me. Very interesting.
Yeah, I walkie. I do a teeny from my four-way of ram cover. I'm way to make zoodle. The zoodles athlete, and I love to do a teeny pasta and part of a keto. I'm gonna make a homemade bathtub our Play-Doh sauce by myself this weekend. I'm be so proud of myself.
Well, we're proud of you too, Chris.
Thank you.
A whole lot of shaking going on. That's Pam's title. If I'm staring at a person who needs to be fixed, my agenda will inevitably blind me.
It's such a hard time.
Yeah. And it talks about vengeance and today I repudiate all mental images and eternal talk dispensed by my ego. I reject them as useless stubs employed to make me feel separate, like a vulnerable particle instead of an effervescent wave connected and flowing with all of life. I no longer choose the insanity of a rigid space and linear time, disconnected from vibrant flow, separate from my holy bros. Instead, I give thanks that once looked impenetrable is pulsating, dancing, and free to realign with my true spirit of holiness. Yeah. That was all I can hear. Me.
I can't hear you. Gracie's asking if we can hear her. Can anybody hear Gracie?
No. She's got to go out and come back in.
Okay.
We hear you now.
I just heard you say.
I heard her say okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God! A little bit late on that one.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Are you still there, Gracie?
No, she left on the other one. I didn't know there were two of them there. She's there on the one, I guess, on the phone or whatever. She's left on. But anywho, yeah, she's back. Oh, she's gone again. She's playing peekaboo.
We lost Santi Jean too.
Oh.
I hear somebody.
Okay.
That sounds like Gracie.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hello. So you can hear me, I guess.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Oh, good. Good. This was a very interesting lesson because I was reflecting back, and some of us, I know I and all of us, I'm not so sure, but I'll speak for myself. I was brought up on the Bible, and I do use the Bible as my roadmap. And it's very funny because there are times when I'll skip over anywhere. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll,
because
I'll skip over wherever I do feel that there is a trajectory towards cruelty to coming from God. I think it's David who was very angry with God, and there are also other uh, prophets or gospel writers who do say, and God will come with thunder, and they do paint a cruelty. And today this lesson has helped me to understand that those narratives were based on the human condition, right? That it was coming from a place where there either wherever that particular spirit had gone in the human journey, made them come out and 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 echo this depth of despair, and and tragedy and cruelty. And so I realize why I always, when I see what's happening in the world, I'm not afraid. What I tend to do is to pray on it. And this is also helping me to realize that, it's there's a lot of there's fear, right? And so Jesus is helping us here because, the Bible does say always that God comes with vengeance, etc. Um, but Jesus has given us a prayer, and I just absolutely, I'm so amazed. It's on the last page, and he says, "Now do your eyes belong to Christ?" And he looks through them. I think that's so powerful. Now your voice belongs to God and echoes his. And now your heart remains at peace forever. You have chosen God in place of idols, and your attributes given by your creator are restored to you at last, which is what Terry tells us. It's a remembrance that we always have had these, but they've somehow been scattered. And then it says the call of God is heard and answered, which that's what I believe enlightenment is too. It's coming into that without fear, that yes, I can answer the call, the longing that is in me, that is my core. Now has fear made way for love, and God himself replaces cruelty. And the prayer that Jesus gives us is the very last paragraph, which says, Father, we are like you. No cruelty abides in us, for there is none in you. Perhaps, you can all read that in your own time. I don't want to take up too much time, but that to me is a prayer that I'm going to take with me, because it's somewhere in the end it says, as we give thanks for them who render us complete. Those are the ones who are showing us, as Terry always tells us, the shadow side, the sandpaper. They make us complete because they help us to sieve through all that. I believe this is my understanding. And it said, in them we see your glory. And he's talking to his father. And in them we find our peace. Holy are we because your holiness has set us free, and we give thanks. Amen. That's a prayer I'm going to hold dear to me, and thank you.
Beautiful, Gracie.
beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you, guys. Thank you for this journey.
thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you for that gift. Thank you.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Karen, I see you put the review ones up on the screen.
Yeah, this is our next part that we're going into. This is a really exciting part that we go into a review again. This time we're ready to give more effort and a little more time to what we undertake. We recognize we are preparing for another phase of understanding, and we would take this step completely that we may go on again more certain, more sincere, with faith upheld more surely. Our footsteps have not been unwavering, and doubts have made us walk uncertainly and slowly on a road that this course sets forth. But now we hasten on, for we approach a greater certainty, a firmer purpose, and a surer goal. Steady our feet, our Father. Let our doubts be quiet and our holy minds be still, and speak to us. We have no words to give to you. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Lead our practicing as a father leads a little child along a way he does not know and understand. Yet does he follow, sure that he is safe, because his father leads the way for him. So do we bring our practicing to you, and if we stumble, you will raise us up. And if we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. We wander off, but you will not forget to call us back. Quicken our footsteps now, that we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you. And we accept the word you offer us to unify our practicing as we receive the thoughts that you have given us. This is the thought which should precede the thoughts that we review. Each one but clarifies some aspect of this thought or helps it to be meaningful, more personal and true, more descriptive of the holy self that we share now and prepare to know again. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This self alone knows love. This self alone is perfectly consistent in its thoughts, knows its creator, understands itself, is perfect in its knowledge and its love, and never changes from its constant state of union with its Father and itself. And it is this that waits to meet us at our journey's end. Every step we take brings us a little nearer. This review will shorten time immeasurably. If we keep in mind that this remains our goal as we practice, it is this to which we are approaching. Let us raise our hearts from dust to life as we remember this is promised us, and that this course was sent to open up the path to light to us and teach us step by step how to return to the eternal self that we thought we lost. Now, this is Jesus talking to us. He says, I take this journey with you, for I share your doubts and fears for a little while, that you may come to me who recognizes the road by which all fears and doubts are overcome. We walk together. I must understand uncertainty and pain, although I know they have no meaning. Yet a Savior must remain with those he teaches, seeing what they see, but still retaining in his mind the way that led him out, and now will lead you out with him. God's Son is crucified until you walk this road with me. But my resurrection comes again each time